Hello, students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. Let's begin with today's class. In our last class, we studied about the different form of art which was there in our ancient India. Today, we are going to study some more important things which we got from our ancestors and what are that different types of fine arts which we are doing it from our ancient time. Let's begin. Fine art of India. Singing, playing, dancing, and performing roles of different characters is a unique feature of Indian culture, right? So, the things like singing, playing, dancing, and etc., this thing is a very different, which is a very unique feature of India and which we are doing from our Indian culture, right? We are playing many different roles, we are entertaining ourselves with different things like dancing, singing, etc. Entertainment with moral education has been imparted since ancient time through dramas based on the greatest scriptures like Ramayana and Mahabharata. So we entertain ourselves but with a moral, right? For example, if we are watching some movies or if we are playing an act, if we are dancing, if we are singing, there is some moral education, which means that it is teaching us something, it is giving us some moral values, right? So this thing is very ancient, or this thing is going on from our ancient time, that whatever we do for our entertainment, that is for some moral value, or we learn some moral values from that entertainment. We entertain ourselves but also we learn something, some moral values out of it. So this thing is a traditional method which is there in our India from many years. So now in this fine art we have one first topic is music. Music is very ancient in our India. Indian music is unique in the world from the point of view of tune, rhythm, and harmony, and so it is different from the music of other countries of the world. So, our Indian music is a very unique as it has different forms of rhythms, different form of tune, and many other harmony. And there is harmony in our music, and that is why it is different in the whole world, and it is different than other countries. Samveda, one out of the four Vedas, is considered to be associated with music. So, here is one Veda which is considered that it is being associated. That means it is a form of music. That means there is something written about music in that Veda. Richas of Samveda are sung with tune and rhythm of music. That means the Vedas are, we read that Vedas in the form of tunes, right? So the shloks or the richas, that means the paragraph of that Veda is being sung or it is being read with the tune and rhythm of music. Music involves both singing and playing. See, that is something very important. Music has singing as well as playing an instrument, right? So music includes both the things together. That means singing as well as playing some instrument. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni are the seven vowels of music, right? Like we have vowels in our English alphabet, same way this is the vowels of music. Music is a form of language, right? So it has vowels. So this saregama padani are the seven vowels of the music. Indian music can be divided mainly into two parts. So our Indian music are divided into two parts, that is classic music and folk music. We have five main rags in the classical music. So there are five main rags in the classical music, like Shri, Deepak, Hindul, Megh and Bhairavi. So these are the 5 rags of our classical music. It is believed that all these rags naturally came out of the Panchamukh of Lord Shiva. So it is said that these rags came naturally from the Panchamukh of Lord Shiva. In ancient India, many texts were written on the music, out of which the introduction of three, that is Sangit Makaran, Sangit Ratnakar, and Sangit Parijat is given below. So, out of this text, right, out of this thing, there were many texts written on the music, which were these 3. Let's see who wrote it and what was there in their music. So they wrote this music. The first one is Sangit Makaran, a music scholar, Narad, who had written Sangit Makaran. So this music was written by Narad, and that was named as Sangit Makaran in about 900 BC. So this was written very long period ago, like in 9000 BC. It describes 19 vinas and 101 rhythms which are useful even today. So this music written was having 19 vinas and 101 rhythms, and some of them are even useful today. Now the next is Sangit Ratnakar. This was written the writer of this text was Pandit Sarakdev. He lived in Dolatapad, that is Devgiri. So he was familiar with South and North Indian music. So this poet or this writer of music was familiar with the South as well as North Indian music. Pandit Vishnu Narayan Bhatkhande considers as Sangit Ratnakar as the most authentic book of music. So, the Pandit Vishnu Narayan, he considers this Sangit Ratnakar as the most important music book. Sangit Ratnakar is believed to be unique in understanding all the aspects of music. So, he was a very expert or very good musician. So, he wrote this book, and this music is very unique, and it is said that Pandit Sarangdev was very fond of he had a good understanding of different forms of music. Then the next is Sangit Parijat. Sangit Parijat is a very important book on music. So this book is very important, which is based on music. Pandit Ahobale had written this text in 1665. So this text was written by Pandit Ahobale in 1665, a northern Hindustani music. So this music was written on northern Hindustani music. He had noted one important characteristic feature of all the rags, saying that the rags have their own individual identity and characteristics. So he said that there are some important features of the rags, saying that rags have their own individual identity, which means that every rag has its unique identity and characteristics. He had described 29 types of tunes. He also described 29 types of tunes. During the time of Alauddin Khilji, talented Amir Khusru was very famous. So this, at the time of Alauddin Khilji, this very famous musician, he was very famous during that time. Due to his contribution in the field of music and poetry, he was known as Tuti-e-Hind, which means the parrot of India. So he was he was a very good musician, and because of him, the this field, the contribution in the field of music, he gave a very good contribution in the field of music and poetry, and he was known as the parrot of India in our Indian history. Bhakti movement started in India in 15th and 16th century. Bhakti Sangeet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This was a again this people, right? They were a very famous musician like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kabir Tulsidas, Mirabai, and Narshin Mehta. This were very famous. The the disciples of Swami Haridas, Baiju Bavra, that is Baijnath, then Tansen and Dude Girl. This all were the very famous musicians which were there during 15th and 16th century. Tanariri are considered, right? The Dude Girl that were named as Tanariri, this and Tansen. This all people were very great musicians, and they were called as the jewels of the music in 15th century. They were called as the jewels, which means very precious musician of our India during 15th century. So I'm going to stop over here with our today's class. We'll continue the chapter in the next class. See you soon. Bye.